Hello everybody, my name is Ekaterina and we are now in our 5 minutes with Ukrainian literature. And our writer for today is Ostap Vyshnya. His real name is Pavlo Mikhailovich Gubenko and he was born in 1889 in the family where there were 17 kids. Can you imagine 17 kids growing up in the same, in the same family? For now, it's harder to imagine. I'm the only child in the family, and it's crazy. It sounds crazy. And Ostap Vyshnya, when he was young, he decided to become a doctor, and he started his education as a doctor. And when the war and revolution in the empire started, he joined Ukrainian forces, and he became the commander of the military healthcare forces, the military hospitals, and everything were under of his supervision. But he really didn't like to be a doctor. He didn't think that the doctor is the good career for him, because he wanted to write, and he wanted to write compositions. He wanted probably to write novels. I don't know about novels actually, but he liked the humor. And when we're talking about Ukrainian literature, it's mostly sad, but when it comes to Ostap Vyshnya, it's always entertaining, it's always funny, and he even created his own style, which calls усмішка. Усмішка is like a smile. It's called smile. So it's the smiling stories. It's not it's more close to irony. It's not the funny stories. It's literally smiling stories. Усмішка. And during this war, he was very successful commander, but Bolsheviks won, and he was imprisoned during the war. And until 1921, he was in Kharkiv prisons. After the Bolsheviks came into power, he just decided to dedicate himself to writing short stories, and he started to publish them in different newspapers of the time. But he had lots of jealous people around, especially writers. You know, when you're talented, people are jealous because of your talent. And one of his so-called colleagues or so-called friends, he wrote that Ostap Vyshnya is anti-Bolsheviks, and that he's a fascist even, and that's why he was imprisoned and sent to the Russian Far East. And he was imprisoned in 1931, and he was released only in 1944, because at the time after the Second World War, the Ukrainian forces, they were so active again, and they were talking that you imprisoned and killed so many of Ukrainian people, and people were not happy, of course, about that. So they decided to bring back at least one of them, because most of them died by 1944. Most of Ukrainian poets of the beginning of 20th century, they were just killed by Bolsheviks regime. But Ostap Vyshnya, he was lucky at the time, and he was sent back to Kiev, and he started to work now for Bolsheviks governmental newspapers. And his writings are really not political, but they're very Ukrainian oriented, and behind this laughing, behind this irony, behind this stories, you can see the love to your motherland, and you can see, literally, you can read a lot. They're smiling, they make you smile, not laugh, and they make you think a little bit. In 1955, even the Soviet government, they said that he was imprisoned wrong, and they rehabilitated him. But the very next year, he died at the age of 66. His heritage, the things he left, they make us happy, and unlike the funny stories which would never be included in classic literature, Ostap Vyshnya, he is literally one of the best writers, and his funny stories, his smiling stories, they did include it into classics, into Ukrainian classics, which is, for me, it's amazing. Person who was writing not serious stuff got into the most serious literature ever. Tell me what you think about it. Do you like do you like to read funny stories? Which funny stories are your favorite? Leave me a comment below this video. And don't forget about your likes and subscribe to this channel if you're not with me yet. Let's go to the reading. Let's read together the short part of Ostap Vyshnya smiling story усмішка, which is called Ведмедя. Добрий мій знайомий, товариш С, хоч сам він і не мисливець, розповів мені дуже інтересний спосіб полювати ведмедя. Сам я ніколи до того про такий спосіб здобути ведмеже хутро і цілу торбу ведмежого м'яса не чув. Але спосіб цей, на мою думку, вартий всилякої уваги. Тим паче, що він зовсім безпечний, і мисливець у всякім разі тут своїм життям не ризикує. Виявляється, що дорослі ведмеді дуже пристрасні математики. Ви назнаєте місце, де ведмідь полює чи просто годується, берете великий аркуш дикту, пишете на тому диктові великими літерами таку математичну формулу. 2 помножити на 2 дорівнює 5. Написавши цю формулу, берете молоток і цвяхом прибиваєте до ясенка чи до дуба на тій стежці, де ведмедь подорожує. Прибивати треба не дуже високо та й не дуже низько, а так, щоб ведмідь ту математичну формулу побачив. Прибивати краще опівдні, коли ведмідь відпочиває, а як вийде він увечері полювати, щоб він її вже уздрів. Прибили. Зразу ж біжіть додому, запрягайте коня в гарбу і їдьте до того математичного місця. Тільки ж не під'їздіть до нього близько, заховайте коня з-під водою десь у ярку чи за скиртою соломи. А самі біжіть у ліс, вилезьте поблизу прибитої формули на дуба і чекайте нишком. Ось йде ведмідь. Тріщить ліщина, падають з неї галузки і взагалі шум. Ви не бійтесь і спокійно собі чекайте. Наткнувся нарешті ведмідь на дикт з математичної формули. Досвідчені в таким на ведмедя полюванні люди розповідають, що коли він побачить 2 помножити на 2 дорівнює 5, з ним починає коїтись щось неймовірне. Він то ступне назад, вдивляючись у числа, то знову до них підступить, протирає лапою очі, дивиться і, пересвідчившись, що таки справді написано 2 помножити на 2 дорівнює 5, хватається лапами за голову і починає ту голову ламати. Ламає, ви сидите і нічичирк. Аж ось голова ведмежа тріскає і ламається. Ви злазите з дуба, підходите до ведмедя, а він уже мертвий, упокоївся з поламки голови над невірною математичною формулою. Ви біжіть попід воду, під'їздіть, навалюйте ведмедя на гарбу, урочисто везіть додому. Дехто з мисливців, щоб не видати секрету цього способу полювання на ведмедя, потім б'є його кинджалом у серце. Наткнувся, мовляв, у лісі на ведмедя, він на мене накинувся, я не розгубився, схопився з ним у страшному герці і звалив його ударом кинджала прямо в серце. Ось, дивіться. І покаже ще й кинджал у ведмежій крові. А по-нашому це нечесно. Як здобув, так і розповідай. Завжди додержуйся стародавньої охотницької традиції. Говори завжди правду і тільки правду. Ще раз говорю, що вище описаного способу полювати ведмедя я не перевіряв. Але всі, хто його знає, кажуть, що він дуже добутливий. Спробуйте, товариші охотники. Дикт не так дорого коштує, а ведмеже хутро – коштовна річ. Та й м'ясо не дешеве. That's it. That's our piece of literature for today. Tell me if you like it. Would you think a long time looking at some mathematic round formula or not? And what do you think about hunting in general? I think, as for me, I think it's a little bit outdated. But maybe you think differently. Tell me what you think about the whole story. Thank you a lot for watching. If you like these videos, consider to support me on Patreon. And thank you for all my patrons. Thank you for being with me for this time. And definitely it motivates me so much to create more of these videos. Thank you again. And I hope to meet you very soon. Goodbye.